I'm going to get to my other topic then.
Well, just to finish my statement, that you don't comment any further regarding to that organization.
Okay, awesome. Well, my second topic is actually in regards to the South Norwalk Community Center application. Besides the internal issues, just even looking at the application that they submitted, their bylaws that they submitted said that they are required to have 10 board members, and they actually only have 4. So that's just one internal issue with us submitting, issuing CDBG funds to them. But the main issue is with their application. So I don't know if anyone on planning actually looked through their application, but through this whole process, reading the news, I've been seeing more opinions saying, that Travis and I haven't been on the board since 2013, but I'm looking at this application that was submitted on January 16th or 17th, and it lists myself and Councilman Sims. So right there, I mean, I see a major issue. And I don't know if anyone on planning actually looked through this, but that is with the issue of the bylaws, and then on the top of that, they issued a document that said that they don't have any financial records that could be audited because they operated under NEON. However, being on the board, I know that they have financials coming in, and then they also receive CDBG funding. So they obviously have financials that could be audited. So those are major issues for me if we're going to be giving out government money. And I say this because I know in the planning meeting, Mr. Hempstead mentioned, the reason, some of the, the reason that South Norwalk, they're hesitant to give South Norwalk money is because, NEON received a lot of money, and then we have the issue of Head Start. So I just want to make sure that if money's coming to South Norwalk, it's going to, an organization that's going to do the right thing, and we do our research so that we get the best bang for our buck. So that's my issue with that South Norwalk Community Center application.
Thank you, Ms. Bowman. Mr. Mayor? Mr. Sims?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I too will not be in support of the CDBG application as presented. My problem is, my issues are with the South Norwalk Community Center as well. And as I conveyed back in January, February to you, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, to Council President Mr. Hempstead, and to Mr. Petrini on numerous occasions about illegal activity that is taking place in the South Norwalk Community Center. Okay, I think there's more exposure there than there was with NEON, and I truly believe that we should not be allocating any kind of funding to the South Norwalk Community Center, especially when you have a chairman who uses the finances of the organization at his leisure. Okay, and we have tons of documentations that substantiate that, and I think that we are doing the city and nonprofits a disservice in the city as well as in the urban community by donating more money to this organization. Okay, and I just think that it's just a poor judgment on individuals on the council and redevelopment for continue to appropriate this money to this organization. Okay, as Faye alluded to, we both sat on the council. We both sat on the board of the South Norwalk Community Center. Okay, we saw illegal activity take place in this organization. We confronted it on numerous occasions, and since then we haven't had a meeting for this organization. And then we find out that that Faye Bowman and myself and the rest of the Latino board members are no longer on the board. Okay, and I just find that that's kind of disturbing to know that for a nonprofit organization you have a board of directors and you have a chairman who thinks that he has authority to just dismantle the whole board at his leisure. And I think that the major issue is he wants to dismantle a board of individuals who challenges his spending habits. And I think that we should be very careful and mindful not to award organizations funding when there's other organizations out there that's in dire need of this funding, regardless whether it's for rebuilding or remodeling or just getting the program off the ground. I think we need to be mindful not to give organizations this type of funding. And this organization has been operating like this for many, many years, which we also have proof of. And I convey this on time and time and time again, and it just falls on deaf ears. And I'm just, kind of just up to my wits with it, you know, where I need someone to actually listen and take a stand with me on this. This isn't something I'm asking for you to do for me as a favor. I'm asking as responsible citizens and council members to be careful and mindful of not supporting the organization and awarding them this type of money year after year.
Mr. Petrini.
Yeah, I just want to sound in, I just want to make a clarification, because I think I heard my name was mentioned earlier by Councilman Sims, but this is the first time from Councilman Sims that I heard my name associated with any knowledge of any illegal activity or any fraudulent activity with South Norwalk Community Center. I don't know what he was referring to, but I had a 3-hour meeting with the board, went through, and I was very impressed with what they want to do. Now, if there is any fraudulent, illegal activities, like I said, it's the first I've heard of it. I don't ever remember the Councilman Sims telling me this. And I think what Mr. Hempstead said, that this is not a blank check to South Norwalk Community Center. It's basically, we have checks and balances to make sure, and if these allegations are true, which I'm sure it'll take its course, and before that money will be applied, we'll take a look into it. So there is a check and balance system here, but I just want to make that clarification.
Mr. Hempstead.
I have to echo what Mr. Petrini said. An innuendo or an accusation that there's something illegal going on is not bringing forth materials. I don't think any of us have seen any hard data, any information. At least I have never seen anything presented to me that said this is going on, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. There's been a couple innuendos that we've heard off to the side or publicly, but we wouldn't be here if there was actually physical evidence and a whole bunch of stuff and reports and all that kind of stuff going on. But having said that, also be mindful, I think the only reason that right now there is funding for the South Norwalk Community Center for this phase is because the Board of Education has sought out and worked with the South Norwalk Community Center to have its after-school programs for the 99 kids. And that's the reason we are here this evening, and this is forward. I think without the school support for this in a letter of request, they probably would have not gotten the money this year because we already allocated some money the previous years. But the school, everybody got the official letter, it's in your packet, it's from the school, and it's putting it's a program for kids in the neighborhood where we think it would do the most good. And I'm going to follow up a little because something was said at a committee level which kind of annoyed me, I'll be honest with you. Having put a lot of time and effort, I know the departments put a lot of time and effort, and HUD and the cities put a lot of time and effort, that we have not been making investments down in South Norwalk. So I asked the department to kind of put together for me the information. I said, just go back 10 years and let's see what we've done. And you have to take the census tracts from South Norwalk. The feds live on the census tract that's done every 10 years, and then it's updated every year. So the census tracts is based on income levels, densities, and there are 4 tracts in the immediate center of the South Norwalk area, 440, 441, 444, and 445. And HUD census tract considers that a low, moderate income. It has the poverty, it has minority populations, the highest in the 4 South Norwalk census tracts. All right. Since 2005, the city has deployed $10.3 million of CDBG grant money in totality. Over the 10-year period, more than $9 million, or 89% of CDBG funding, has been directed towards South Norwalk based on organizations that serve South Norwalk residents. I'm going to pass this out afterwards. It breaks it down a little, but basically, most of the HUD money, because it has to, it's supposed to help people who can't afford to help themselves. All right, or those who need that lift in life, or need the medical or whatever treatment they need. Most of the HUD money is going back into there. As again I said before, even though we move forward tonight with any kind of appropriation, that if the department finds something inappropriate, they can put a stop to it. They would first of all have to do the work. In other words, they've asked for money for fixing up bathrooms and a few other things down there. They would have to do the work, complete it, hand the bills in, show proof that the work is completed before they would ever get a check. That is another check and balance.
I'm sorry, Mr. Higgins.
Excuse me. Please, through the chair, and let Mr. Hempstead finish, please.
So, if there's something inappropriate, if there's information that should have been shared with others, physical evidence, shared with the mayor's office, shared with the law department, shared with the finance department, thing, I would have hoped it would have come forward by now. If something comes forward in the meantime, then we have the absolute right to redirect the funds.
Mr. West.